Hello, everyone. I am Renee Cobb, and welcome to Overtones Live. Welcome, everyone. You are listening to the 201st broadcast of Overtones, and this week we are on the road coming to you from Radiolex, the studio in Lexington, Kentucky's Greyline Station.
All God's people say amen.
Radiolex's mission is to provide a mass media platform to amplify underrepresented local voices and promote an equitable and inclusive community. And it takes a great community to make great community radio. We can't do it without all of our listeners, and Radiolex is a place where over 160 volunteers create original, hyper-local programming 24/7 in English on WLXU 93.9 FM and in Spanish on WLXL on 95.7 FM. And today, we are bringing you one of those hyper-local bands with Overtones Live. As I said, I'm Renee Collins Cobb, and I'm the host, and today we're going to welcome you to one of our It's Okay, I'm with the Band special editions, where we welcome guests to the studio and we feature a band that has an upcoming gig here in Lexington. And wow, folks, do we ever have a show coming up in Lexington at the Burl on September 23rd. Today, we are very excited to welcome members of Lexington Music Award-winning band for Pop Band of the Year, Vinyl Richie. First of all, we say hi, y'all, where y'all in Lexington stands for you are listening locally. Welcome to Overtones Live.
It's great to be here.
It's awesome to be here.
We're very excited.
Thank you all so much. Vinyl Richie is a full-on rock and roll dance party rocket ship to Mars with the hottest dang horn section around. No genre or era goes untouched as they run it through all of their super exclusive rock and roll party machine to give you something fresh and upbeat to shake your booty to all night long. I've always wanted to say booty on the air. And first of all, let's talk about who we have in the studio today. Would you all like to introduce yourselves and tell us about the role that you play in Vinyl Richie? And Brian, could we start with you first?
Yeah, sure. Brian Spangler. I'm a lead vocalist, one of the lead vocalists, and rhythm guitarist.
Okay, and who do we have out in the hall that's getting ready to play with us?
That's Mike Karolinko. He's our lead guitarist.
Awesome, and he'll be here in just a minute. And yes, you can talk into that one.
I'm Kirby Davis, the new keyboard player and saxophone player.
Awesome. And?
My name is Jacob O'Donnell, and I play saxophone and flute.
You sure do. And we got an opportunity to see you all at O'Neill's recently. And Brian, can you tell us who is not with us in the studio today, but also makes Vinyl Richie such a great experience on stage?
Yeah, so not with us today. We have Michael Peros, also known as Girl Michael. She also splits the lead vocal duties, and she also plays baritone saxophone.
Hit it. This ain't no disco. And it ain't no country club neither. This is the Burl. All I wanna do is have a little fun before I die. Says the man next to me out of nowhere. Apropos of nothing, who says his name is William, but I'm sure he's Billy buddy. And he's playing ugly to me. And I wonder if he's ever had a day of fun in his whole life. We were drinking beer at noon on Tuesday in the bar that faces the giant car wash. And the good people of the world are washing their cars on their lunch break, hosing and scrubbing as best they can in skirts and suits. They drive their shiny Datsuns and Buicks back to the phone company, the record store too. Well, they're nothing like Billy and me, 'cause all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. All I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. All I wanna do is have some fun until the sun comes up over
And we have Danny Cecil, amazing bass player. And we have Ryan Bean, trombone / keyboards.
Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army knife guy, yes, absolutely.
Excellent. And we have Mike, I believe, trying to get into the door, right?
Yes.
So awesome. Mike, come on down. You are the next contestant on Overtones Live. Awesome.
I will mention we are in between drummers right now. Our current drummer is Zach Hilton. He's leaving the band, so we're kind of in between. We have Zach Spangler, my son, filling in for us right now.
Well, that's outstanding. A family affair, it looks like.
Yeah.
Awesome. So again, welcome.
1, 2, 3, 4. She was just 17, if you know what I mean. And the way she looked was way beyond compare. I'll never dance with another. Oh, and I saw her standing there. Well, she looked at me, and I could see that before too long I fell in love with her. She would dance with another. Oh, and I saw her standing there. Well, my heart went boom when I crossed that room, and I held her hand in my hand. Oh, we danced through the night. We held each other tight. And before too long, I fell in love with her. I'll never dance with another. Oh, and I saw her standing there. Well, my heart went boom when I crossed that room, and I held her hand in my hand. Oh, we danced through the night. We held each other tight. When before too long, I fell in love with her. I'll never dance with another. Oh, and I saw her standing there. And I saw her standing there. Since I saw her standing there.
And the crowd went wild. So, Brian, tell us about what music lovers in Lexington, Kentucky and surrounding areas have to look forward to in the month of September that will see Vinyl Richie on the famous Burl sign.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Geez, I haven't thought about it every day for the past 3 or 4 months. So yeah, the Burl's given us the opportunity to have our 80s versus 90s Battle of the Decade show there. So Burl's been very kind to us. They don't have a lot of cover bands that play in there. So they've let us have an 80s night a couple years ago. And that was a big success. And then we had a 90s night, and I think that was a little bit bigger success. So then the next step, we thought, why don't we just combine the two and have 80s versus 90s Battle of the Decades? So we had that show in March indoors, and we sold out pre-sale, which blew our minds. Like, we don't expect that kind of reaction. Packed house, we had 500 people there. And so afterwards, talked to the owners, and we're like, let's do it again, and let's move it to the outdoor stage where we have capacity of 1,200. So we're going to be on the now famous outdoor Burl stage, and if you haven't been to one of those shows, they look completely amazing. They're like little mini festivals. So that's going to be September 23rd. Gates at 6:30 and show at 7:30.
Outstanding. And let me ask the three of you all, did you all participate in the march?
Yes.
Were you all playing in the band in the
Yes.
march? So tell us what that was like for you.
It's a rush. You get up there, especially when it's sold out crowd. You just see all those people in there, and you get a little nervous. Might have to have a calm you down beer beforehand, but
Or two.
Or two.
yeah, or two. But yeah, it's awesome just to see the people that come out not only to enjoy the music, but to enjoy seeing you play the music. Because you can hear it on the radio, any day, but you can't see a lot, It's fun to see a
Yes,
lot.
and one thing I noticed, I've been on that stage probably just one time a long time ago to introduce somebody, but you can't see anything, right? I mean,
Well,
it's
it's kind of like
really
after the
hard to
first three
see.
rows.
Yeah, after the first 3 rows, you just have to say, oh, yeah, there are people back there, right?
That's kind of a good thing, though.
It is.
Yeah,
It
just
is.
focus on those front 3 rows.
All right, yeah. This next song is going to be Mary Jane's Last Dance by Tom Petty. Well, she grew up in the Indiana town, had a good-looking mama who never was around, but she grew up tall, she grew up right with them Indiana boys on the Indiana night. All right. Well, she moved down here, the age of 18. She blew them boys away, it's more than they seen. I was introduced and we both started grooving. I said, I dig you, babe, but I gotta keep moving on. Keep moving on. Last dance of Mary Jane, one more time to kill the pain. And I feel summer creeping in, and I'm tired of this town again. Well, I don't know, but I've been told you never slow down, you never grow old. I'm tired of screwing up, tired of going down, tired of myself, tired of this town. Oh my, oh hell yes. Got to put on that party dress, buy me a drink, sing me a song, take me as I come, cause I can't stay long. Last dance with Mary Jane, one more time to kill the pain. I feel summer creeping in, and I'm tired of this town again. There's pigeons down on Market Square. She's standing in her underwear, looking down from the hotel room. Nightfall will be coming soon. Oh my, oh hell yes. You got to put on that party dress. Was too cold to cry when I woke up alone. Hit my last number, I walked to the road. Last dance with Mary Jane, one more time to kill the pain. And I feel summer creeping in, and I'm tired of this town again. though Kirby's brand new to the band, Kirby actually played that show with us because Ryan, our trombone / synth player, couldn't be there, and it about killed him because he couldn't. And Kirby chipped in and covered the synth and some sax.
Yeah, that was my first show in recent years with Vinyl Richie, and we put so much work into it, which is what makes Vinyl Richie so great, because we're so detail-oriented about what we do. It's not a passive thing. We're really digging into these songs to make them the best we can. So it was also my first real show as a keyboard player, and it was an epic way to do it, especially with the 80s music.
Yeah, and obviously he did a good job because now he's a full-time member.
That's great. And what did you have to say about your experience there?
That was actually my first show singing lead vocals on any song. And it was both terrifying looking out in a crowd of a bunch of people, but also sort of exciting where I'm like, oh, okay, I can maybe do this, you know. But yeah, playing for large crowds, or especially crowds that are really into the music, like, because sometimes you play events where there are a lot of people, but they're not necessarily paying attention to you. But like everybody was singing along to like all the songs, and Brian and all the other dudes made a really good effort to make like a perfect set list where it's like I didn't know any of that music because I wasn't growing up in those times, but everybody, you know, songs I had never heard of, people were all singing along, and sort of was crazy, like, you know, seeing how much people were enjoying themselves.
Yeah, so it's nice revisiting because that's my 2 decades. I graduated in '94, so, you know, 80s and 90s, like, that's my heyday. So revisiting these songs, and like Kirby said, we really dig into these songs and we try to kind of make them our own. We take a lot of liberties in this band, and we try to figure out, of course, they wrote them perfect to begin with, but we can make them perfecter.
I like that word,
Yeah.
Perfecter. I like
Yeah,
it.
so we like to take ownership in the music, and I think that kind of bleeds through when we play because we feel like we kind of own at least part of these songs. So it was a lot of fun. We also covered a song that not a lot of bands cover around here. We covered Master of Puppets by Metallica. And that was
That's
a
ambitious.
rush. Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that, and I don't know. I guess Metallica played that song with horns, but probably we're one of the few that played that song with horns.
Master of Puppets!
So that was real exciting.
Well, that is so cool. And let me ask you, are any of you all in here founding members?
I am, and Mike is with an asterisk.
Yes.
I'm on the cusp.
Okay, on the cusp. Well, let me ask the two of you all. Let's rewind the tapes, or in your case, we could say let's rewind the cassette tape for the 80s and the CDs, right, for the 90s. But tell us about the history of this amazing and most beloved band in Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, so I grew up playing punk and original bands for many years down in Nashville, Clarksville area, West Virginia, and then took a break to be an adult for a little while, doing all the boring school stuff and work and doing enjoyable stuff like raising kids. So once I kind of had a little breathing room, I really had an itch to play music again. I was thinking, I don't know if I want to start another original band because I love writing, but I don't really love playing in front of 3 people. So, you know, it takes a lot of time to build that. Actually, it takes a lot of time to build this too.
Yes,
but
it does.
yeah, so I wanted to start a band, kind of taken after a band called Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. So the whole thing is you take vinyl era music and you play punk rock versions of them. So put an ad out on Craigslist, met our founding drummer Sean Bowie, who's still one of my best friends, and got another guy to play bass. And we started as a 3-piece, and very stripped down, just raw punk versions like Randy Travis and Bryan Adams and all kinds of stuff. So fast forward, I'm not the best guitarist in the world, and it's no secret to anybody, but so we wanted a lead guitarist that had a little more texture. And soon after we stared, I would say we weren't even really a band until we got Mike. So Mike answered an ad.
Yay.
And after after auditioning several guitarists, just none of them really fit with what we were doing. But Mike came in, first audition, just nailed it, fit right in, great personality, loved what we were doing. And so Mike jumped on board very early, and that's when we started kind of building what we have now. So after that, we had a bass player that left on bad terms very quickly.
That happens.
And, yeah, so ended up, just to make this a very short version of the story, ended up getting a guy to come in to fill in on bass with like 3 weeks' notice to play a show at Parlay Social. He happened to play trombone too, Chase Fleming. So he's like, I'm going to bring my trombone and play a couple songs. I'm like, what? Trombone? That's kind of weird. So
He's a great trombone player.
he is. He's like the Eddie Van Halen of trombone.
Like it.
So we play this show at Parlay Social, and Chase plays trombone on a couple of those songs. Mike covered down on bass, and we're like, wow. So after that gig, Chase is like, oh, so do I get to be full-time bass player? Like, nope. But you get to be full-time trombone player. And that's what kind of started building the band out with the horn section. We got Jonathan Barrett on sax after that. And we've had some incredible horn players in this band. So fast forward to today, we have 8 members in our band. We have a 4-piece horn section. A couple of them double down on the synth. We have a female singer, Michael Peros in the band. So we just really built it out. I think we have all the tools that we need now to pretty much cover any song we want, do anything we want.
Oh yeah. All right. Somebody's hiding, is crowding the icebox. Somebody's cold one is giving me chills. Guess I'll just close my eyes. Oh yeah. Alright. Feels good inside. Flip on the telly, wrestle with Jimmy. Something is about to happen behind my back. The bottle is
And Mike, do you have anything to add to that?
I mean, I think that's a pretty good recap. I know we always joke about it. Yeah, I was searching Craigslist to join a band, so that's how I got on board with them. I was a tinkerer, and I was buying up guitars and music gear, and I built my own guitar amp, and I was like, well, I need to do something with this now. And so, yeah, I got on there and guitars, looking for a band, so I sent them an email back and forth. I sent them some rough demos of playing some songs, and then
I didn't listen to them.
yeah, that's my good looks.
It was.
And the rest is history. Yeah.
Well, this is a great history for all of us here in Lexington. And let me ask this next question. It's like speed round here. I'm going to call up on the horn section here, the brass section. What do you all do in your day life, and how do you think that contributes to what you do in your nightlife? This is always a great question to ask band people.
Well, mostly music-related stuff. I do teach some music, kind of as a part-time career, but other than that, it's music full-time since I've been out of college for a couple of years, and really grateful to do that.
Did you major in music in college?
Yes, I did.
And where did you go to school?
UK for 5 years.
All right. Well, I've got a fellow UK School of Music alum here with me. I graduated 84. Telling on myself here. So how about you? What do you do in your day life?
I'm also full-time music. I do a little bit of teaching, not as much as Kirby, but yeah, primarily playing. So it's like the day thing is just learning whatever music for the mini bands that sort of have to do. So it's like kind of all over the place with that. But yeah, I also graduated from UK. We went to school together. But yeah.
So wonderful. It's a great commercial for the UK School of Music, don't you think? I just love it. And I've been very vocal about great things started out for both Warren and I at the UK School of Music. So I'm just so glad to have you all here today. Mike, what about you? Are you a full-time music instructor?
I wish. No,
Me too.
I got a 9-to-5 job, but in my after hours when my wife and I just had our first kid, so when I'm not taking care of him,
congratulations.
I'm trying to catch up with the rest of these guys music-wise. I wish I could do music full-time. That'd be awesome. If it paid the bills, but I don't got the time.
Well, every time there's a season, right? Mm-hmm. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And Mike looks like he's probably the most tired in the room, right?
No, yeah, he is.
Oh, do I look it?
No,
A little frazzled.
it's like I can always tell we have a really good friend that's just had a baby as well. So, well, congratulations. And Brian, how about you?
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to explain what I do actually during the day. I wish I could do music full time. I've been threatening to my wife that I'm going to quit my job and pursue Vinyl Richie. I was like, look at what we do with very little time and resources.
Yes.
If I had this full time.
Right.
No, but seriously, CHI Hospital is part of a big CHI, Catholic Health Initiatives hospital system. I work for CHI Memorial down in Chattanooga. I work from home. I negotiate hospital contracts. So that kind of helps negotiate some rates for our shows sometimes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I just live and breathe music, but that pays the bills, and I do enjoy that. In case you're all listening, my boss. Yeah, just doing that and just trying to spend as much time playing music as possible right now. I have an empty nest, so I'm on the other end of the spectrum.
Yes.
So I do have more time to focus
you.
on music.
Yeah. Well, I really think that no matter really what we do, and even in these 9-to-5 jobs, there are some things that we really learn in music that make us really good contributors to other organizations. Mm-hmm. And thank you for saying that.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. And now and then when I see her face, it takes me away to that special place. And if I stay here too long, I'll probably break down and cry. She's got eyes of the bluest skies, and if they gonna rain, hate to look into those eyes and see when that's a thing. It reminds me of a one safe place, rise and shine that I pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass me by. Here we go. Whoa, 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 sweet child of mine. Whoa, 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 sweet love.
Let me ask you all, I think this is most obvious, but how did you get the name of the band? And who is responsible for the naming of the band?
Sean Bowie.
Right?
We were going to be called High Speed Dubbing at first. You like, you know, when you dub the tapes.
That's a great name, though.
Yeah, so, but I think Sean just stumbled across Vinyl Richie somewhere or thought of it, and we're like, that's perfect. So, yeah, Vinyl Richie, Sean Bowie, our original drummer.
Oh, that's a great, great name. And I will tell you, told a lot of people, we were leaving our neighborhood that night for O'Neill's, and it was like, where are you going? I said, I'm going to hear Vinyl Richie. And they go, Lionel Richie's in Lexington?
Don't be that excited. Vinyl.
Well, I love the name, and I will tell you, when I first moved back here to Lexington, I was at O'Neill's a lot, and I remember seeing your all's name on the outside of the chalkboard, and I thought, that is the coolest name I think I've ever seen. So the name alone, right?
Yeah.
Really creates a lot of interest. Let me ask you, I've seen you all at Keeneland, and I've also seen you most recently, as I mentioned, at O'Neill's Pub, but where do you all like to play?
I mean, I like any and all shows just because it gets us out playing. Like, we were just chatting about this the other day. There's sometimes the occasional cheesy gig that you're like, oh, well, the crowd's not that into it. But we're still out there doing what we like. Obviously, you know, one of our favorite places that we played is the Burl. Just because of the atmosphere, the sound in that place, the crowd, it's a great time.
It's a music first venue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bar first like a lot of places. It's a music first venue. And they do it right there.
And then, like, you go to places like O'Neill's, and it's just like the crowd comes in there and gets packed. You know, that's fun.
That's kind of our home base bar.
Yeah, and I would say your fans probably like to hear you play there as well,
I
right?
think they do.
You
Yeah, they
think?
turn out good.
Yeah.
Where else?
Where do you all like to play? And do you all play in other bands as well? So
We're all over the place.
Yeah, we
Sometimes I'm browsing
life
the
of a
Facebook and see a
brass
video of
section, right?
a band playing. It's like, where's my saxophone player? What's Jacob doing there?
that's one of those full-time music jobs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So where have we seen you all? other than Vinyl Richie? Are you?
For the past 2 years, we've both played with TD
Oh,
Young
nice.
down at his club every
Yeah.
Monday. And I play with his son. I play with this band called the Baja Yetis. Various other, like it's, I don't know what the length of the list. We play with.
Yeah, we both play with Lee Carroll, who's
Yes.
a great keyboard
Outstanding.
player.
Wow, we're
band
hearing
leader.
some great names today, aren't we?
We both play with the Tim Talbot Project here and there.
Well, how wonderful. Let me transition now and just ask you all that, this year you were 2023 winners at the Lexington Music Awards.
Yeah.
And I believe that was for Pop Band of the Year, am I right?
was, yeah.
So let me ask you, what did that mean to all of you?
Yeah, it was kind of humbling winning that award. We were trying to get Cover Band of the Year, so Pop Band of the Year was surprising, but we do play pop music, so it was a great award. We got beat out Cover Band of the Year by Five Below Band, friends of ours, great classic rock band. But I don't know, it's our 10th year, so we started 10 years ago in 2013. And just to win that award in the 10th year, we've been nominated several times for awards and hadn't won, got beat out by some good bands. But I don't know, it was kind of like just being acknowledged by our peers and our fans that we're doing something that people enjoy, that we're spreading a little joy around the community. And just, when you win something like that, it's, you're doing something right. And when you can win something and you're having a blast doing it, it's a win-win.
So true. And like I said, I was just so happy to see you all on the stage that night. And it was really great to hang with you after the show.
And
was
yeah,
over
that's where we
with.
met.
Yes, that is where we met. And that's a really value, I think, for a lot of these things. A lot of people say, oh, it's just an award show, but it is really so much more than that. And I've met so many people, right, at the different award shows. And I'm so glad that I met you all as well. And you mentioned, what people say about you. I have a few quotes here, and I thought it might be kind of interesting. I went down a little rabbit hole here with some of your
unplug
fans.
this thing real quick, Mike.
Let's see if you can guess who said what. How about that?
All right.
So this says, "Hi Renee, providing as we discuss some feedback on Vinyl Richie for your article. I hope this is helpful. I know it may be a bit longer than you need, but let me know how else I can elaborate. Vinyl Richie is a dynamic, high-energy band complete with a horn section. They get you moving on the dance floor. There's something for everyone at a Vinyl Richie show, and they put a unique twist to your favorite songs. I always have a blast dancing the night away at their shows. They love their fans, and that shows too. And they are having just as much fun as the audience." Who do you think said that?
Mike, did you write that?
I'm not that good of a writer.
I would say maybe Leanne.
Ding, 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 ding. He is correct. Let's give a round of applause, everybody. Very good.
Yeah, she's
very
been
good.
a very, very loyal and steadfast fan over the years. She's been to a lot of shows, her and some of the Danville crew.
And I think that's the real power in a cover band. You just really resonate with people. And let me just tell my audience that when I put out a request for some feedback on this band, it wasn't this like, I'll get back with you, and then 2 weeks later I'm like trying to find everybody. This was like within 5 minutes I had 10 responses. And so I really give a lot of credit to the people that you all are aligning yourself around, and also who is enjoying your music so much. Let's try this one, all right? My husband, this should be like a clue, right? My husband and I love Vinyl Richie and try to catch as many of their shows as possible. The high energy and entertainment they bring to the stage is unmatched. They know how to get a crowd going and put on an amazing show every time. I love it when Brian runs out in the crowd to get everyone pumped up.
Wireless microphone.
Great
With every
investment.
penny.
Great investment.
So it's a couple.
That would be Miss McIntosh.
Shyla.
Shyla,
Okay,
yeah.
She's in our band, Shyla and Company, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
How about another one? This is Stump the Band time. I've been a Vinyl Richie fan and follower for years, and the talent and extensive range of cover songs in their set is unmatched. Pair that with their lively energy, and their shows are guaranteed to get everybody on their feet. I can testify to that. I haven't been to one show where I didn't get up in front of the stage dancing, clapping, and singing along. Who do you think said that? And the initials are CC. Casey
Casey
Conder.
Conder.
Yeah.
I was thinking K for her name for some reason.
Yeah.
This one starts out with, I still am not real sure what to say about them that a lot of people don't already know. But I've been listening to them since they first started as a 3-piece band without a horn section, covering 60s, 70s, and 80s at bars all around Lexington, and I was a big fan from day one. There have been members of their band come and go for years since the first time I saw them, but every time I've seen them since, they get bigger and better every time. They agreed to play my event only for what money people donated to the band, and they did it annually for 5 years in a row, no matter what size they had. Every member agreed to travel to Danville, Kentucky for the night just to play for my group of friends and family in honor of my mother. I hope this gives you a decent idea of what I think of Vinyl Richie, and that is
Adam Vogt.
That is correct. Very good, band.
Adam
Wow.
is a great guy, and yeah, he's had us down to Danville to play an event for his mother. It's like a memorial type remembrance.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, it's called the April Fool's show.
Yes.
He has it every year. We've played most of them, and love the Danville crew. So several people in our band's from Danville. That's why we have
Oh,
some
okay.
meetings.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam, by the way, is the best dancer.
Oh, nice.
If anybody thinks you're a good dancer, go up against Adam and you will lose.
He's got the moonwalk down.
He's got all kinds of weird moves and dances. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. So before we close the show today, let's give our audience one more reminder about what is coming up for you all.
All right. Well, we are
You are voluntold.
Vinyl Richie.
You are voluntold.
Vinyl Richie. We got our 80s versus 90s Battle of the Decade show at the Burl Outdoor Stage, September 23rd. 7:30 p.m. It'll be about a 3-hour show. We're going to play about 40 of the best songs from the 80s and 90s. Everybody get your clothes on, get your outfits ready, decade appropriate. You choose your decade and dress the part. It's going to be an amazing show. Hopefully we'll sell tickets. The tickets are on sale at the Burl website.
Yep. So doing a giveaway for tickets and some Vinyl Richie merch. So if you go on our Facebook and Instagram, you can see how you can try and score some of that. So
Kirby, you can't enter the contest.
Shows all ages, right?
It's 18 up, actually. Thank you
18
for
up.
that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
important to know.
18 up.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm looking so much forward to it. I have my 80s Music Matters t-shirt on today. I will probably be wearing that when I come to see you all. But you all have some amazing merch, and you're invited to check that out too. Do you all have a website?
Website is in process.
yes.
Okay, so on
in the
Facebook,
works.
we can find you on Facebook.
Facebook.com. I think it's VRLEX.
that sounds right.
Okay.
KY
I
or
think so.
something.
And then Instagram
Search for Vinyl Richie
is-
on Instagram.
It's at Vinyl Richie _band. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
I think that's what it
Excellent.
is.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being here with us. And
Thank
tell
you
the
for
rest of
having
your
us.
band that we look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
This seems like a great place to end this edition of Overtones Live, coming to you this evening from Radiolex Studios from Greyline Station in Lexington, Kentucky. And I would like to thank Vinyl Richie for working in concert with us today and making this very special edition show happen. And of course, all of you in our listening audience for making a choice to listen locally this evening. And as we close the show today, you are listening to the now award-winning Goodwin Brothers performing their newest single, Everyday Thing, a song in itself that is on the Josie Music Awards nominee list for Song of the Year and Video of the Year. We are thankful for this inspirational work of musical art that will now close our show in every special, powerful, and inspirational way. And until next week, this is Renee Cobb working in concert each and every week to bring you the best this great state of Kentucky has to offer music fans, reminding you that where words fail, music always speaks. Please have a great week filled with music, family, friends, and a lot of love. Listen locally.
Our love is an everyday thing. It's a country band on a Friday night, a two-step dancing underneath the neon light. When they close the doors, we head on down, a truck stop breakfast at the edge of town.